substantial progress. We've scaled up our infrastructure facilities also in terms of our DMCs or our molecular diagnostic laboratories. So there is no stone left unturned insofar as government is concerned. We all have to collectively come together and make sure that no individual who's TB infected or who is an active TB case is left behind. We are there with you. You also have to come and work hand in hand with us.
Honorable Minister has given a very detailed reply. Now, question number 262.
Question number 262.
A statement is laid on the table.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I thank the Honourable Minister for a very detailed reply. But before I ask my first supplementary, let me flag a few issues which should be of concern to all of us. Maldives.
Please ask your question. Don't raise the issue. This is the question asked. Speaker, sir. The context will be very brief, Speaker, sir. And the question that I want to ask here, it will fully justify it. So please, I seek your conservation. Please protect me, Speaker, sir, because it is important to ask the question.
India was the 8th country which the new president of Maldives visited after being elected on an Oust India campaign, and that too under very severe economic compulsions. Number 2, Nepal. China was the first country which the newly elected Nepalese Prime Minister visited and signed off on the Belt and Road Initiative. Sri Lanka, 12.95% of Sri Lanka's external debt is still held by China, which gives it economic leverage.
Remember, please just ask the question. Speaker, sir, I'm asking my question. Please ask the question only.
Bhutan, the Sino-Bhutan border negotiations are in a very advanced stage, and Doklam is in play. And Bangladesh continues to be in turmoil. My question, therefore, Mr. Minister, is that while India may have a neighborhood first policy, is there any neighbor of India's which has an India first policy?
Sir, I'm very glad that the honorable member referred to visits, timing of visits. Before Prime Minister Narendra Modi went to Nepal, for 17 years there was no visit from India to Nepal. Does that mean that nobody in India cared for Nepal? For Sri Lanka, for 30 years there were no bilateral visits before Prime Minister Modi went there. So visits are important, I accept it. Visits are also subject of timing, of convenience, of agenda. So the honorable member asked, we give them priority, do they give us priority? And the answer is yes, that if one looks at what we do with each of these countries, he referred, sir, to Maldives. With this government in Maldives, we have inaugurated the Adu Link Road and Reclamation Project. I myself went for it. 28 islands there were provided water and sewage facilities. And by the way, the President of Maldives was present at the oath-taking of this new government. So I think the idea, if there is a desire to somehow show the foreign policy of this government in a bad light for political purposes, that is the member's privilege. But then, it is not my nature to make foreign policy partisan. But I would like to remind the honorable member, sir, through you, that the very Maldives he is talking about was also the country from which Indian companies were driven out for an important project in 2012. The same Sri Lanka was the place where Hambantota port was built by the Chinese in 2008. The same Bangladesh was giving support to terrorism till 2014. The same Myanmar was hosting Indian insurgent groups. So if one looks today at the development projects require both sides to cooperate. If one looks today at the number of projects, the volume of trade, the exchanges which are taking place, I think the answer is very clear. Now, our neighbors also have their politics. There are ups and downs in their countries. It will have some implications for us. But it is important we are mature and we don't get into point scoring.
Honourable Member.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Mr. Speaker, sir, for my second supplementary, let me turn to our northern neighbors. In the January of 2023, there was a paper written by a senior IPS officer presented to the Conference of Director Generals and Inspector Generals of Police. In that paper, it was pointed out that 26 out of the 65 patrolling points from Karakoram Pass to Chumar were inaccessible to the Indian security forces as a consequence of Chinese transgressions. This fact was never officially controverted by the government at any level. Can the minister confirm to this House that after the recent disengagement, all those 26 patrolling points, which were ostensibly inaccessible, have become accessible? And number two, whether the current disengagement does it in any manner ipso facto validate the 1959 Chinese claim line?
Sir, what somebody wrote as a paper is for that somebody to answer for. I can answer for the government. Now, let me, sir, through you, remind the honourable member, I gave a very detailed statement on the disengagement and recent developments in the India-China border areas. In that statement, I highlighted that the last of the disengagement agreements had taken place which pertained to Depsang and Demchok. I also would like to convey to the honourable member, it was in the statement as well, that the understanding envisages that Indian security forces would be going to all the patrolling points in Depsang and would be going to the limit, eastward limit, which has historically been our patrolling limit in that part. We have also, the same statement made it clear that we have had some previous disengagement agreements. Those disengagement agreements also had certain provisions where both sides on a temporary basis had agreed to put certain restraints on themselves. So I think the position is very clear in that statement, and I would urge the honourable member to read that statement again.
Sri Naveen Jindal.
Thank you, Speaker, sir. Sir, I'd like to ask the Honourable Minister, through you, sir, that what steps is India taking to improve our relations with our neighbour Pakistan, and also to what steps are we taking to increase the trade and commerce with them? Thank you, sir.
Sir, I would like to inform the honourable member that in terms of improving ties with Pakistan, like any other neighbour, we would like to have good ties. But like with any other neighbour, we would also like to have ties free of terrorism. So this has been the position of the government. We have made it very clear that it is for the Pakistani side to show that they are changing their behavior of the past, and that if they don't, of course, there are implications for the relationship and for them. So I think the ball is very much in Pakistan's court in this regard. Regarding trade, sir, I think some of the disruptions which happened because of decisions by the government of Pakistan in 2019, and it is a matter on which they took the initiative, and we have an agnostic position on this.
Sri Asauddin Owaisi.
Sir, can the Honourable Minister enlighten the House that Nepal has printed on their currency showing Indian territories And what steps are being taken to stop this drug entering from India from Myanmar? And we have committed $10 billion to the development of Bangladesh. What steps is this government taking to ensure that the Hindus in Bangladesh are protected and temples are protected? And what steps is this government taking to stop this dumping of fabrics from Bangladesh, which is destroying the powerloom industry in India?
Sir, regarding the point made by the honorable member on the Nepal currency, our position regarding our borders is very clear. So I think if there is any expectation in any of our neighbors that by doing something it would get India to change its position, I think they should be very clear that is not the case. I'm sure the entire House agrees with me in that regard. With regard to Myanmar, sir, because of the very disturbed conditions in Myanmar, we have had to review the open regime policy, which has historically been there. But we are sensitive to the requirement of the border communities. So it is something which we are working on. And part of the challenge is that there is very little government authority on the other side of the border. So most of what we have to do ourselves. But definitely there is today a much greater presence there to secure our borders and to monitor the movement of people across the borders. Regarding Bangladesh, sir, we have a good history of development projects. In fact, when we speak about neighborhood first policy, almost in every one of our neighboring countries, with the exception of Pakistan and China, we have had important development projects. That is the case with Bangladesh as well. And certainly it is our hope that with the new dispensation in Bangladesh, we will settle down to a mutually beneficial and stable relationship. With regard to the treatment of minorities in Bangladesh, it has been a source of concern. There have been multiple incidents of attacks on them. We have drawn our concern to their attention. Recently, Foreign Secretary visited Dhaka. This subject came up during his meeting. And it is our expectation that in its own interest, Bangladesh would take measures so that its minorities are safe.
Question number 263, 263, Sri Baspati Nag Raju. माननीय मंत्री जी,
विवरण सदन के पटल
Statement is laid on the table of the House.
honorable member,
Supplementary. Sir, Honorable Speaker, sir, my constituency, Kurnool, proudly hosts the Dr. Abdul Haq Unani Medical College and Clinical Research Unit. Under the leadership of Nara Chandrababu Naidu, 2 acres of land were allocated for its development. The medical college has already submitted the necessary documents for signing an MOU with the Ministry of Ayush, which is critical for constructing the building and expanding its operations. This initiative holds immense potential to generate employment and foster the growth of Unani medicine and the Ayush sector in the region. Therefore, I would like to ask the Honorable Minister what are the steps taken to expedite the MOU process and ensure its timely execution to facilitate the development of this institution.
माननीय मंत्री जी,
अध्यक्ष महोदय,
Honorable Speaker, sir, 2 questions have been asked about Ayurgyan scheme, and honorable member talked about the issues and the colleges in his constituency. Sir, he asked question about this, and through you I wish to state that, sir, that in Andhra Pradesh there are 3 colleges running, and in Andhra Pradesh there is a CRU unit based in Kurnool, CCRS unit is based in Vijayawada, and CCRH unit is also based in Gudivada in Andhra Pradesh. Along with this, there are three colleges. For homeopathy, there are several colleges, and for Unani, there is one college. Sir, he talked about the functioning of the colleges. Then definitely I wish to state that our ministry is providing all the guidance and facilitation to these institutions, and if they have any other query, then definitely honorable member can come to me personally. I am ready to facilitate them in all manners.
సార్ ఆయుర్జ్ఞాన్ పథకం పరిశోధన మరియు ఇన్నోవేషన్ ప్రోత్సహించే లక్ష్యంతో
This has been has been, please sir.
For the treatment.
46%.
In rural villages, it is 46%. In urban areas, it is 56%. In my constituency, Kurnool, the only Unani Medical College, Abdul Haq Unani Medical College is there. Now it is giving 56 undergraduate courses, and for postgraduate seats, there are no seats. Under Ayurgan program, we need to develop this discipline, and for that, for Unani medicine, whether there will be PG seats allocated for this is what I want to ask from Honorable Minister. This will definitely promote healthcare in our district.
Speaker sir, through Ayurvigyan scheme, there are three components under this scheme, and under Ayush we are dealing with the capacity building, and research and innovation is also its part, and third is an integrated health upliftment scheme, and under this scheme there are educational training programs for doctors and paramedics which are being run, and other professionals, they are being trained under this scheme. And for public health distribution systems, under Ayush systems, we are doing research and development and also innovation. These are the things which are doing for integrated health facilitation. We are also doing few things in context of modern sciences and in the area of Ayurveda to augment the understanding of these sciences. We are working. Sir, for Andhra Pradesh, honorable member asked about the institutions which are proposed under CME component. So I wish to state that almost 11 crore rupees, more than 10 crore rupees have been sanctioned, and almost 20% of it has already been sent to the state exchequers.
श्रीमती शोभा बच्चाओ,
Honorable Speaker, sir. I wish to ask a question from Honorable Ayush Minister about in the context of Maharashtra state, there are 5 integrated Ayush hospitals have been sanctioned in Usmanabad, Durga, Jalna, Thane and Nagpur. These hospitals have been sanctioned, but none of these projects are being implemented on ground. What are the reasons for delay? Whether government is concerned about the plight of the patients, and whether there is any plan to open a new Ayush hospital in my constituency. Thank you. Honorable Speaker, sir. Respected member asked a question which is unrelated to the present question, but for her information, I want to state that through Ayush Ministry, we are working even at district level, and there is a 50-bed hospital at district level which has been sanctioned, and at Tahsil level 100-bed hospital are proposed, and the sanctioned hospitals needs the proposal from state governments, and then only we can sanction it. Thank you. Thank you, Speaker, sir. Honorable Minister, please let us know that in Uttar Pradesh, in my constituency, which is known as Shravasti, which is an aspirational district, Janpad district Shravasti and Balrampur, it is a Tarai area and it is a hilly and forestry. It is a surrounded by forests and it is bordering Nepal. What is your question? Be focused. And there are many resources are found in the forest. Whether there is any scheme to do the research and development in these areas to identify the natural resources available in these areas, sir. Honorable member asked about the availability of flora and fauna which are useful in Ayurveda. So definitely we are doing it not only in his constituency but throughout the country, through the various agencies of Ayush Ministry, and definitely if there is any particular information available in his constituency, we will utilize it. Thank you.
श्री रंग अप्पा बाड़ने क्वेश्चन नंबर 264 माननीय मंत्री जी, माननीय सदस्य,
Member.
माननीय सभापति,
Honorable Chief Speaker, sir, under Pradhan Mantri Modi ji, there are schemes for pregnant tribal women and for poor women. A scheme is being unveiled in 2017 named as Pradhan Mantri Matri Vandana Yojana. This scheme is a wonderful scheme for benefiting the poor women. Through you, I wish to ask Honorable Minister about many beneficiaries who face lot of problems in documentation, or be it the pre-marriage Aadhaar card or no availability of bank details. So in this context, I wish to ask that what are the steps ministry is taking to facilitate the beneficiary to do away with documental procedural glitches. Sir, under the leadership of Prime Minister Modi ji, our government is committed for the empowerment and safety and security and all-round development of women and children. And if women and children are nutrition, they are healthy and empowered, then only we can build up a strong nation. Under the nation Pradhan Mantri Vandana Yojana, Matri Vandana Yojana, pregnant and lactating women are being facilitated and provided with additional resources, and the main objective of this scheme is to provide the maternity benefits to the deprived section of women of our society. As honorable member talked about the nutritional need of pregnant women, so we are doing it, and along with that we all are also trying to compensate them for their lost wages and remuneration. So since 2017 we had started it under the leadership of Modi ji, and to make it smooth, we have made it paperless, and now we are transforming the modules of this scheme, and we have introduced a new software system where self registration is facilitated, is provided, or they can take help of Anganwadi workers or Asha workers. They can do their registration very easily, and even through mobile app a person can apply, and this scheme is now totally paperless, and through DBT we are transferring the financial amount to the account of the beneficiary. So we can say that up to now under this scheme 3 crore 64 lakh beneficiaries have benefited already under this scheme, and almost 18,854 crore rupees have already been disbursed to the beneficiary women. Honorable Speaker, sir, Honorable Madam Minister has replied very well to my question. This scheme should reach to the poorest women, the tribal women of our society, and for this we should work together, and material health facility, and for this scheme is very important, and if the government has state-wise information, then please provide it to me. My constituency has lot of tribal population. I want it state-wise and constituency-wise. Sir, through you, I want to inform the honorable member, since he asked about Maharashtra, so we will provide him the total figures of Maharashtra. There are more than 36 lakhs beneficiaries in Maharashtra, and we have already disbursed around 664 crores in Maharashtra, and any beneficiary can reach to the Anganwadi or Asha worker and do the registration to get the benefits from this scheme. Thank you. Thank you, Speaker sir. I have a very small question. This is a very good scheme for the women and for the labor class, and you talk about the digital India. You talked about Anganwadi. How much funds you are giving to the pregnant women and the lactating mother, pre-delivery and post-delivery? And second thing, you talked about convention that you have written that under Mission Shakti, PMVMY, even for second child, maternity benefits are given irrespective of the gender of the first children, and when the second child is girl. So is this condition applied even on tribal women, poor women, or is there any scheme to do away with this condition in context of tribal and poor women? Sir, since for every section of the society we are trying to benefit through this scheme, nobody should lag behind, be it as scheduled caste women, scheduled tribe women, everyone who has ration card, they can approach to Asha worker and Anganwadi Asha worker. Everyone is benefiting, and in 2 installments we are transferring these amounts to the beneficiaries. This is our objective, that when at the time of delivery
5,000 in the first delivery for the first child and 1,000 from the side of health ministry. This amount is given. Total is 6,000 rupees. And for the second child, if it is girl child, we provide 6,000 rupees for this. So that Beti Bachao Beti Padhao mission, which has been started by Honorable Prime Minister, this is for the strengthening of our daughters, and it aims to change the thinking towards the daughters in the society. So when the girl child is born, we give this 6,000 rupees.
Pradhan Mantri Matru Vandan Yojana is a commendable initiative to promote the maternal health and also supporting them. I would like to ask the Honorable Minister through you, sir, in the state of Andhra Pradesh from 2019 to 2024, during the year 2021 to 22, about 14.36 crores were released, where 1.22 lakh people were benefited. But again in 2022 to 23, about 70 crores were released, benefiting only 1.8 lakh women, sir. Is there any discrepancy observed by the ministry, or has the fund been diverted or misused in the year 2019 to 24 in the state of Andhra Pradesh? Thank you, Speaker.
Adhyaksh Mohoday.
Honorable Speaker, sir, Honorable Member has raised the question related to Andhra Pradesh. If we see in Andhra Pradesh, our beneficiaries so far, it is 1 crore 76 lakhs. In fact, this is the payment. 1 crore 76 lakhs is the payment. Means more than 95% beneficiaries have been given the payment. and I will furnish the detail to honorable member. This is state-wise detail because the payment is transferred into the beneficiary's account, and the registration is required through Aadhaar card, and then they have to go to the Anganwadi center. Certificate is issued since it is the case of pregnancy. So all the beneficiaries are being helped.
265 श्री मुक्ता श्रीनिवास
65,
रेड्डी
sir.
It is laid on the table of the House.
honorable member
Sir, no, I would like to commend the External Affairs Ministry for quick evacuation of Indian nationals in want on Syria, sir. Sir, the present thing is that, last session, Honorable Minister, Sri Jaishankar ji had given, a grateful response to regarding the issue of migrant workers in the Middle East. But however, sir, the troubles faced by migrant workers increase day by day, and this is very concerning, sir. So therefore, I would like to know from the minister whether the ministry could consider establishing specific inter-ministerial desk agencies in those countries which have a high density of Indian migrant workers, sir. And not only that, sir, no. Here we register also recruiting agencies, registered recruiting agencies. These agents are, if they commit any mistakes or any other illegal activities, only the punishment is, cancelling the license or suspending only. But there is no punishment, punishment to the RAs, should be also considered, sir.
Honorable Minister.
Sir, first of all, sir, I'm very grateful to the honorable member for recognizing the work which was done to get Indian pilgrims who were stranded in Syria out very safely in the last 2 days to Lebanon. Sir, it is also a fact that the world is a very difficult place. There are many conflicts. There are many situations of insecurity and violence. And we have today a very large number of Indians who are exploring the global workplace. So the honorable member's suggestion, sir, that we should establish an integrated presence in an embassy. The embassy is an integrated presence. An embassy may be under the administrative jurisdiction of the Ministry of External Affairs, but it represents all ministries, the entirety of the government, in fact the entire nation. And we have had very, very good cooperation, whether it was Syria recently, whether it was Operation Ganga, whether it was Operation Ajay. I have had colleagues in different ministries who have personally involved themselves with many of this at various levels. So the government is functioning very smoothly, and I can assure him that in any situation, the past record of the Modi government should be a source of comfort and inspiration.